Why is it that the most remarkable transformations often happen quietly? The sun rises without noise, yet it lights up the world. A seed buried in darkness silently grows roots, preparing to burst forth with life. Success, too, works best when it's silent, building strength and momentum before revealing itself to the world. In today's culture of oversharing, we're tempted to announce every step we take. It feels good to say, "I'm starting a business," or "This year I'm finally writing that book." But here's the catch. Talking about your plans can trick your mind into feeling like progress has already been made. As C.S. Lewis wisely said, never mistake motion for action. Every word spoken about a goal can siphon off the energy needed to achieve it. When we choose to move quietly, we protect our focus and shield our dreams from doubt, distractions, and even envy. Silence creates the space where growth can flourish, unpressured by outside expectations. Today, we'll explore why keeping your plans to yourself isn't about secrecy. It's about strategy against the schemes of the enemy. Because let's get real, not everyone wants to see you succeed. So stay with us until the end, and you'll discover how silence builds focus, while talking drains momentum and weakens your dreams. Let's begin. When we share our plans too soon, we risk exposing them to criticism they aren't ready to withstand. As C.S. Lewis wisely said, "Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice." Premature exposure is an invitation for noise, and that noise can derail even the most promising vision. Consider Joseph in Genesis 37 verses 5 to 11. God gave him dreams of greatness, but in his youthful enthusiasm, he shared them too openly. Instead of support, he faced envy, betrayal, and slavery. Joseph's story shows us that not everyone will celebrate the dreams God places in our hearts. Some may misunderstand, others may doubt, and still others may actively oppose them. Criticism is often the first hurdle. When we announce our plans prematurely, we open the door to doubts that may not have existed before. People may question your capabilities, your motives, or even the validity of your vision. Those doubts, even if spoken casually, can take root and weaken your resolve. Distraction is just as dangerous. Sharing too much invites a flood of opinions, advice, and unsolicited suggestions. These can feel helpful at first, but too many voices can pull you in conflicting directions. Instead of focusing on your God-given task, you find yourself trying to please everyone and end up losing sight of your original purpose. Nehemiah offers a powerful example of discretion. When God placed the vision of rebuilding Jerusalem's walls in his heart, he didn't rush to share it. Instead, he waited, prayed, and prepared until the time was right. Nehemiah 2:12. And then there's discouragement, the quiet thief. Not everyone will see your vision the way you do. Some may envy your ambition, dismiss your ideas, or even subtly undermine your confidence. Jesus himself cautioned against casting pearls before swine, Matthew 7:6, a reminder that not everyone is capable of valuing what is precious. Number 2, talking drains energy and momentum. Momentum is one of the most precious forces we have when pursuing a dream. It's the forward motion that turns small, consistent actions into extraordinary results. But here's the danger. The moment we start talking too much about our plans, we risk draining the very energy needed to make them a reality. As C.S. Lewis puts it, talk depletes us. Talking and doing fight for the same resources. Every word we spend explaining our intentions chips away at the fuel we need to act. It's like a balloon losing air. Not all at once, but steadily, until there's nothing left. This is the trap of the illusion of progress. You share a goal, I'm starting a new fitness routine. And the people around you cheer. That's amazing. The applause feels like an accomplishment, but it's not. The affirmation creates a false sense of success, reducing the urgency to take action. Talking replaces doing, and before you know it, momentum fades. Biblical wisdom reminds us of this. Proverbs 14:23 says, "All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty." Success requires action, not commentary. Nehemiah demonstrated this beautifully. Before rebuilding Jerusalem's walls, he quietly assessed the task, refusing to announce his plans prematurely. Nehemiah 2 verses 11 to 16. By staying focused on the work, he protected his momentum and delivered remarkable results. Write in the comments, "God will protect me." Momentum also thrives in silence because it creates rhythm. Imagine an athlete training for a marathon. They don't stop to explain every stride. They keep running, day after day, building strength and stamina. Talking disrupts this rhythm. It shifts focus from the work to the perception of the work, scattering energy and breaking the flow of progress. Consider two friends. One spends 30 minutes every morning planting seeds in their garden, quietly tending to the soil. The other talks endlessly about the garden they'll create someday, the colors, the flowers, the size. Months later, one garden flourishes, the other remains a dream. This is the difference between preserving momentum and squandering it on words. How do we protect momentum? By guarding our focus. When you resist the urge to share every detail of your plans, you create space for consistent, deliberate action. Write your goals down instead of proclaiming them. Take small steps daily and let your results be your announcement. Success doesn't come from applause. It comes from the discipline of consistent effort. Jesus modeled this in Mark 1 verses 35 to 39. After time in prayer, he acted. He didn't explain his plans to everyone. He moved with purpose and let his work speak for itself. Talking and doing draw far from the same well. Protect your momentum by pouring your energy into the actions that matter. Number 3, let results speak louder than words. Far too often we want the recognition before the work is done. We drop hints about our plans, looking for validation or approval. But the problem with words is that they have a short lifespan. People may listen, but without action, those words are quickly forgotten. Results, however, linger. They have a substance that words cannot match. Jesus modeled this principle throughout his ministry. In John 10:25, he said, "The works I do in my Father's name testify about me." His miracles, teachings, and sacrificial love were his testimony, not long explanations or constant declarations of his intentions. His actions spoke, and the impact changed the world. When you let your results speak for themselves, you tap into an undeniable strength. A completed work, a business launched, a book written, a goal achieved, needs no explanation. It stands on its own merit, a testament to your focus and perseverance. The beauty of letting results lead the way is that it frees you from the pressure of constant justification. When you share your plans prematurely, you invite expectations. People start watching, questioning, and even judging your progress. But when you quietly work in the background, you're free to focus entirely on the task at hand. Consider the example of the farmer from the transcript. While others were busy talking, he was working in silence, learning new techniques and applying them to his fields. When harvest time came, his results were undeniable. People didn't need an explanation. They could see the evidence of his effort in the abundance of his crops. Contrast this with the person who spends their time announcing every step of the process. The more they talk, the higher the expectations they set. But if those expectations aren't met, their credibility takes a hit. Silence, on the other hand, protects you from these pitfalls. It allows you to fail quietly, learn from mistakes, and refine your work until it's ready to shine. How do we apply this? First, prioritize the work over the announcement. Write the book before you promote it. Build the business before you market it. Second, understand that surprise carries weight. When you reveal something complete and unexpected, the impact is far greater than if you'd been talking about it the whole time. Letting results speak louder than words isn't about hiding. It's about being strategic. As you focus on delivering results, your actions will naturally command respect and admiration. Words are fleeting, but results, those stand the test of time. Number 4, the wisdom of discretion. Discretion isn't secrecy, it's wisdom. It's about understanding that not everyone deserves a front row seat to your journey. As C.S. Lewis wisely said, waste no more time arguing about what a good Christian should be. Be one. In other words, focus less on talking and more on becoming. True growth happens in the quiet moments, away from the noise of opinions, distractions, and external pressures. In Matthew 7:6, Jesus warns us, "Do not give dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs." This isn't about withholding good things, but about being selective with what's precious. Your dreams are pearls, and not everyone is equipped to value or support them. Sharing them too freely invites criticism, envy, or misunderstanding that can derail even the best intentions. Discretion allows you to build without unnecessary interference. When you share prematurely, you invite voices that may not align with God's vision for your life. Well-meaning friends might offer conflicting advice, pulling you in too many directions. Others, driven by envy or fear, might discourage you outright, planting seeds of doubt. Even the most casual remark can echo in your mind, eroding your confidence. Consider Nehemiah, as he prepared to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. When God placed the vision in his heart, he didn't broadcast it immediately. Instead, he moved in silence, assessing the work and praying for guidance. Nehemiah 2, verses 12 to 16. Nehemiah's discretion wasn't about secrecy. It was about protecting the work until it was strong enough to stand. Discretion also preserves focus. When you guard your plans, you reduce the noise around you. You're not answering questions, defending your choices, or explaining your vision to skeptics. Instead, you're channeling all your energy into the work itself. Like an archer drawing a bow, you aim with precision, free from distractions that could throw you off target. When the time comes to share, your results will carry far more weight than your words ever could. Think of a sculptor unveiling a finished statue. The silence during its creation wasn't emptiness, it was preparation. And when the curtain is pulled back, the world sees the masterpiece, not the process. How do we practice discretion? First, recognize the value of your dreams. Treat them as sacred, sharing only with those who will nurture them. Second, trust God's timing. There's a season for every purpose, and waiting doesn't mean wasting. Finally, build quietly. Focus on the work, not the applause. Number 5, success thrives in quiet focus. Think of a potter shaping clay. Each movement is deliberate, purposeful, and undistracted. There's no need for applause during the process. The beauty emerges only when the work is finished. Success, like that masterpiece, thrives in quiet focus, away from the noise and demands for attention. One of the greatest challenges to achieving success is the constant pull to share our progress, seek validation, or respond to the opinions of others. But as C.S. Lewis wisely said, purity of heart is to will one thing, When our focus is divided, our energy is scattered. But when we guard our dreams with intentional focus, we allow them to grow into something extraordinary. Quiet focus creates an environment where your work can flourish without interference. It's like building a greenhouse for your vision, shielding it from the storms of distraction and criticism. Every time you explain your plans, you risk losing the momentum that comes from consistent, focused effort. Talking shifts your energy from doing to justifying, from action to commentary. Jesus himself modeled this principle. He often withdrew to quiet places to pray and prepare. Luke 5:16. His ministry was marked by intentional focus. He didn't seek validation through words, but let his actions reveal his purpose. His quiet resolve empowered him to fulfill his mission, undeterred by public opinion or opposition. The world around us is full of noise. Social media encourages constant updates, and conversations often drift toward comparison or competition. But silence is where real progress happens. Like an artist in their studio, a scientist in their lab, or a gardener tending hidden roots, meaningful work requires a measure of solitude and focus. Consider the difference between a river and a flood. A flood spreads chaotically, damaging everything in its path, while a river flows with purpose, cutting through rock and carving valleys. The focused river is what builds success, a steady stream of effort directed toward a single goal. Quiet focus transforms potential into results. When you embrace quiet focus, you give yourself the freedom to fail, learn, and grow without the added pressure of external expectations. Sharing too early puts you under a spotlight, and every misstep can feel magnified. But in silence, you have the space to experiment and refine your ideas until they're ready for the world to see. How do we cultivate quiet focus? Start by setting boundaries around your time and energy. Protect the sacred hours when you're most productive. Resist the urge to share your progress until it's mature enough to stand on its own. Finally, keep your vision in prayer, trusting God to guide and strengthen your efforts. Success isn't built on applause or updates. It's forged in the quiet, steady rhythm of purposeful work. When you focus on the process instead of the spotlight, you'll find that success doesn't need to be loud, it only needs to be real. Success doesn't need a microphone, it needs focus, faith, and intentional effort. Like a seed growing in the darkness of soil, or an artist perfecting their craft in solitude, your dreams require quiet care and patience to flourish. By protecting your plans, maintaining momentum through action, letting your results speak louder than words, and practicing discretion, you allow your vision to grow into its fullest potential. C.S. Lewis said it beautifully. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. Quiet work isn't about hiding. It's about focusing less on validation and more on the purpose God has placed in your heart. When you move in silence, you give God room to work and your efforts space to grow without the weight of external noise. Proverbs 16:3 reminds us, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Trust Him in the quiet, knowing that the work you're doing today will speak volumes tomorrow." Thank you for sticking with us until the end. If it blessed you, share it with someone who needs encouragement to embrace the quiet path to success. God bless you as you walk boldly in His purpose.